Hello friends. The purpose of this video is to share our experience as part of the Vande Bharat mission. My wife and myself were off to Melbourne on the 6th of March and we were scheduled to return on the 12th of April. Unfortunately, we could not. So when this repatriation through this government Vande Bharat scheme was announced, we were very, very happy. The purpose of this video is to share our experience. We would also like to share as to what worked for us and what mistakes that we made and what lessons we learned. Hopefully, it may be of some value for people who come as part of phase 3 and thereafter. I will divide my experience sharing into multiple segments. But before I start off, there is a caveat. And the caveat is this is more suitable for people who come from Melbourne to Hyderabad. If your place of origin and place of destination is different, then perhaps the local requirements may change. Now let's go to the first segment. When we got the information that we are going to be repatriated, we registered ourselves with the Indian High Commission. We gave them honest information. We told them we have no health problems. There's nobody desperately waiting for us in India, and we have no emergency of any kind. We just told them that we just want to get back. That's it and no more. It is very important that you give them the mobile number in which they can reach you. Check your email address and also check your passport number. It's very, very important. On the 21st of May, we got a call from the High Commission asking us two things. First, are you willing to fly? We said yes. Are you willing to pay $1,770 for this flight? Now, we were surprised at the costing because the onward Hyderabad to Melbourne, we were paying $400 for one ticket. So 1770 was alarmingly high. But since our priority was to come back, we agreed. We mustered the fund and kept it ready. On the 25th of May, we got an email from Air India asking us to pay this money in less than 8 hours. The letter contained the following information: that we could carry 30 kilos, one bag, 7 kgs hand baggage, and 5 hours before the scheduled departure. We paid the money, and what was important here is the lodgement reference and the receipt number and the front page of the passport was to be sent to Air India. Subsequently, there was absolute silence. Everyone's telephone, whether it be High Commission or within Air India, was chock-a-block full. The chat mode in the Air India website were not able to give us satisfactory responses. We just did not know whether the money has been received, whether we're going to get the tickets, whether we're going to fly or not. 36 hours before the departure, we finally got our tickets. Now, this information contained in the ticket was 23 kilos, two bags, and one handbag of 7 kilos, and to report 3 hours before the departure time. We were not willing to take a chance. We went to the airport 5 hours before the departure time. Now let's go to the next part. What did we do before going to the airport? We packed one meal because we were going 5 hours before. We took a bottle of water. We had our face masks. We had our sanitizers, passport, visa, Indian money, credit card, house key, loose bags to be put into all your warm clothing, etc. Because Melbourne had winter, India had summer. And most important, carry a pen if not one, carry two pens. Because invariably you will find somebody asking one, borrowing it from you, and not returning it to you. Now let's look at what we did at the airport. At the airport, we kept time on our side. We wore a mask. Social distancing was maintained to the extent that was feasible. The Air India and the diplomatic staff was very, very helpful to us. But you never really had to take their assistance because everything was very clearly defined. We went through thermal screening, gave a health declaration, we gave the undertaking indemnity bond, a consent form for evacuation, and a consent form for quarantine, and a consent form to stay at our own costs in India. We kept our passports handy, and everywhere, this is important, write the name as per the passport only. When we boarded the aircraft, we found that the crew was overworked. We always had the mask on, we wore a shield, we used sanitizers, washed our hands, and kept it clean. All this was provided by the airline itself. We had sufficient food which was kept on your seat. We limited the use of the toilet. Please ensure that the toilets are left neat and tidy. We were shocked to see toilet paper strewn all over. Limit the movement within the aircraft. We were told that the middle seat will be vacant. Unfortunately, it was not. The aircraft was chock-a-block of full. And all of us were wearing a mask. Now, on landing at Hyderabad, we were asked to complete a declaration form, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, a declaration cum option form intimating the category of accommodation that we would like to opt for. There were two types of accommodation offered. 2 and 3 star for 8,000 rupees for a 7-day quarantine, and a 4 and 5 star for 16,000 rupees for 7 days quarantine. Of course, the third one was for people who want to make use of the government accommodation provided at free of cost. That was the third category available. Now, this 8,000 and 16,000 was including accommodation and food for all 7 days. Since me and my wife were together, instead of 32,000, we had to pay only 23,000. And now they also took our passports away and they gave us an acknowledgement for the passport collected. I understand they do so to ensure that you don't run away from the hotel. This was also under the Section 2 of the Epidemic Diseases Act of 1897, Subdivisional Magistrate and the Revenue Divisional Officer. Now, when you complete this form, ensure that you give them your present address and not the address as per the passport. Now, this is where we made a mistake. Our address in the passport is different from what our present address was. What will happen to us is that the passport will be given to us after 7 days in the hotel. This is very important. Please retain this receipt. When we went to the airport, the social distancing markers were very, very clearly laid out at the airport, all over the walking path. We had no problems at all. Now let's look at the next segment. When we reached Hyderabad, people followed the queue. Now approximately you had to keep about 5 hours from now onwards to reach your hotel. We went through thermal screening. We were separated for people from Telangana and people from Andhra. We don't know what they did with the people from Andhra. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare now stamped the form that we had taken. The passport was deposited and the receipt was given to us. Don't forget to pick up your liquor from the duty-free shop. There was one shop that was open. Now, liquor is not available in the hotel. We collected our luggage, went through the custom clearance, and walked along the arrow and looked at our directions. And there was a group of people who were sitting there. And we were asked whether we are going to be 4-star, 5-star, or 2-star, 3-star. And we told them, and they allocated a hotel to us. We had no choice. And imagine, we had spent almost 3 days trying to find out which are the hotels that are earmarked, and we tried to choose our hotels, which was totally waste of time. Now, then subsequently, we were put in Hotel Marriott under the American Plan All Inclusive. It's called the IPAI IRD plan. It means American Plan All Inclusive in room dining plan. We were escorted by the government officials in a bus. The luggage came in a separate van. Now, at the hotel, the luggage was sanitized, the handbag was sanitized, there was thermal check carried out, and we checked in and we paid the money and took the key and went home. I went to the room. The stay thus far. The food that is provided is only vegetarian. There is no liquor available. No smoking allowed in the rooms. You can't get out of the rooms. So you need to plan as to how to keep your body and mind engaged. We're getting bored in the hotel room. So perhaps having a book or a pack of cards handy would help. When you get irritated or you're uneasy, you must introspect, because it could be because of staying in congested space of a hotel continuously for a prolonged period of time. Now let's look at the lessons learned. As far as Air India and High Commission is concerned, you could perhaps have a system in place where you could have the information being disseminated to the customers. That would help. An update of some kind may be useful. As far as the government of Telangana is concerned, try and reduce the time from the airport to the hotel. Perhaps consider better quality of buses. Perhaps people who collect personal details like passport number, etc., could be in some kind of uniform so that we are very comfortable in sharing that information. Reduce manual entries by multiple agencies. For example, the Department of Health and Family Welfare could have access through the passport office of the passport number. Perhaps we can consider using Aadhaar fingerprints for data collation so that manual entries are reduced to zero. As far as passengers are concerned, we lost a lot of time and energy in Melbourne worrying about the foreseeable future. We just did not know, and it was unnecessary to worry about these things. Once you're given the option, leave it. The High Commission will take action. And the silence at the High Commission's office is purely because everybody is overworked. In conclusion, the hard work put in by the High Commission in Canberra, the Consulate office in Melbourne, the Air India staff, both front and back, the state and the central government has not gone unnoticed either by me or my wife. We really appreciate that. There is a lot that can be done to excel. I understand that. But then it's also true that excellence is, after all, a journey, and it's never a destination. Thank you, take care, and be safe. Any of you who want to know beyond this can reach me on 939 247 2147 on WhatsApp, or send me an email on monkeymindsramnath@gmail.com. Bye bye.